the Honorable Speaker of the County Assembly of Homabay, the Honorable Majority Leader and the leadership of the Assembly, Honorable members of the County Assembly, His Excellency the Deputy Governor in the gallery, the CC members, distinguished guests, the people of the great county of Homabay, all protocols observed. Honorable Speaker and members of the County Assembly, it is my great pleasure to address this Assembly for the second time since my assumption of office as the second Governor of Homabay County. This State of the County address comes at a very difficult and trying moment for us as a county and as a nation generally in view of the floods and increased rainfall that we are experiencing. Apart from the lives that the floods have claimed in Sindo, our roads infrastructure, shelter, farms, and economic mainstays have not been spared either. Mr. Speaker, as of today morning, I want to report that 7 of our 9 sub-counties have been adversely affected by the floods. 4,506 households with 22,530 individuals, hundreds of acres of land with crops, livestock and property have been swept away. We appeal to well-wishers and call on the national government to work with us as we have done to support our people. Please allow me to request us, with your permission, Mr. Speaker, to be upstanding for a minute in honor of the 4 people that we lost in Sindo and the hundreds of others whose precious lives have been snatched from us by the raging floods. Thank you. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, despite these challenges, the state of our county is strong and our people remain resilient and hopeful. In my first State of the County address, I detailed the measures my government had taken in cutting a break with the past and adopting new ways of delivering services and the development to the 40 wards in the county as we implement our Genoa manifesto and the transformational development agenda of our county. The theme of my address today is unveiling the transformation, Homabay's journey to endless potential. Nearly 2 years on, we have found our footing, and I'm sure as we sit here today, our major concern is our midterm report card. In line with the Constitution of Kenya 2010 that makes us 2 sides of the same coin, as the 2 arms of government, the executive and legislature, I want to appreciate the fact that we have created good opportunities for engagement, and this has accelerated the development for the people of Homabay. We must reconcile ourselves with the fact that we shall be judged as one. There will be no them and us, only us, the elected leaders of Homabay, and we will succeed together. For devolution to work, we must remain vigilant and remember the many years of struggle for equitable distribution of resources. To this we owe Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, the father of devolution, and our sons like Dr. Odhiambo Mbai, who paid the ultimate price. We now have health facilities in far-flung areas, access roads that were hitherto impassable, connection to villages that struggle to access markets. Allow me to thank you, honorable members of the Third Assembly. I applaud your immense contributions in supporting my administration by enacting timely legislation and appropriating resources, as well as oversighting my executive team. Because of you, Homabay now sits comfortably among the top performing counties in the country. I promised that Homabay would be looked for from the top and not from the bottom. I want to thank the team seated in the gallery, my Deputy Governor for his unwavering support, and the county executive team for their unfailing support to this county. I thank our Senator Moses Kajwang, for lobbying for additional resources for this county consistently. I also would like to thank our members of parliament. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, to spur economic growth and create jobs for our youth, early this year, we put Homabay on the world map with a successful second Homabay International Investment Conference. We were honored at the opening of the conference by the distinguished presidents of His Excellency the President, William Ruto, and are related by his issuance of 2 certificates, one delineating the Riwa Special Economic Zone and another to Victory Farms Limited as an anchor investor in fish processing in the Special Economic Zone. On the second day, the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga graced our event and enjoyed an evening session with county leaders at our bay, the lakefront. This great event, the first for the 3rd phase of county governments, showed us that there are many people supporting us, including our diaspora. I wish to make a special mention of the diplomatic community, led by Her Excellency Meg Whitman, the Ambassador of the United States, the delegation of the European Union to Kenya, and the United Kingdom High Commissioner, among others, for rooting for us at every opportunity. Following this successful expo, we have prioritized our bankable value chains and investment opportunities, resulting in signing of memoranda of understanding estimated at 17.3 billion shillings. When these partnerships are realized, we will improve the livelihoods of our people and elevate us to a producer county status. The memoranda that we signed include the oil palm production memorandum with the Afropal Limited, solid waste management with Australian-based ACK Entotech, the construction of a 50-bed capacity mother and child hospital with Yazmark International, the cotton value chain project with Rift Valley Products, which will see us develop a massive cotton ginnery, the Manda University project that will see the county become a center of training in health and physical sciences, the housing sector improvement project with Fair Deal, the renewable energy project with Reddington, the sweet potato pellets project with Trans-Sahara Investment, and the livestock value addition project with Tunasco. I wish to further report that the Trade Department has initiated development and construction of the County Aggregation and Industrial Park at Riwa in Karachuonyo in collaboration with the national government through an intergovernmental partnership agreement at the cost of 500 million. This assembly appropriated 250 million shillings for the project, while the National Treasury will contribute its share. I thank you, honorable members, for supporting Riwa Special Economic Zone and the County Aggregation and Industrial Park. In order to promote Homabay as a tourist and wildlife destination, we organized the first Rowan Antelope Half Marathon, which will be an annual event. This aims at conservation efforts for the rare Rowan antelope species found only in the Ruma National Park in Kenya. The second marathon is scheduled for 12th and 13th of July 2024. And I invite you, Mr. Speaker, and honorable members to take part in the 21-kilometer race. And for those who are less fit, 10 kilometers. And those who are so less, 5 kilometers. And I hope that this time we will run on the marathon on the second day and not run on the marathon on the evening of the marathon itself. Mr. Speaker, sir, one of the greatest challenges of devolution remains the vertical shareable revenue that does not match devolved functions. Together with the Lake Region Economic Bloc counties, we are following closely the development of the 4th generation revenue sharing formula. With our finance department, we have strived to increase our on-source revenue without burdening citizens. As at 30th April 2024, Mr. Speaker, we crossed the 1 billion mark, reflective of a 95% increment. This has been enhanced by accountability measures. We have introduced monitoring revenue management. While challenges remain, we are committed to continued growth of our on-source revenue. Our spending is guided by the County Integrated Development Plan 2023 to 2027. which was approved by this Assembly. It outlines our county development agenda and priorities for the next 5 years. This plan is a product of public participation framework which my administration adopted not just to fulfill the constitutional requirements for the budget and planning process, but as an ongoing program so that both the executive and the legislature can engage with the electorate closely, enabling us to be more responsive to the people who put us in office. We have a people-centered development model starting with village clusters. Allow me to thank the Assembly for anchoring this public participation model in the Homabay County Education Bursary and Scholarship Fund Act 2024. The bursary, our Fins to Swim and Fundimangula scholarships have been well received by our people. At this point, allow me, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, to report to the great people of Homabay that we have since received a comprehensive report from the Pending Bills, Lands, and County Assets Verification Task Force on the status of the eligible pending bills prior to 31st December 2022, which stand at 825,461,833. And another 1,883,815, which was declared ineligible by the task force. All affected suppliers and contractors have been allowed to appeal and will get a fair, legal, and just consideration of their bills. May I assure those with bills and those whose bills were adjudged as eligible that we remain committed to paying as soon as funds become available, and we ask for your patience as we move towards this. Honorable Speaker, in the last 1.5 years in our roads department, we have made tremendous progress in the infrastructure subsector development by opening 255 kilometers of new roads in the entire county, with 320 kilometers of new roads under ward-based programs in the financial year 2023-2024. As soon as the rains subside, Honorable Speaker, we will embark on construction of this new 320 kilometers, which have already been contracted. We undertook maintenance of 580 kilometers of roads and construction of 3 footbridges. And this year we will be looking at construction of 1 footbridge, Abura Bridge in Kabondo Kasipul. Today, citizens of Gwasi North in Suba South, where Honorable Sharon Kibaki is the MCA, can move with ease from Kijebi through Obanga to Kitawa villages, hitherto inaccessible areas. The same applies to the people of Gwasi South, who can now move from Kigwa to Kumbatha to Nyamadede with ease. My administration has been able to deliver many such virgin road construction ventures across the county. I know that the rains have been of no use to our roads, but we shall work together on the maintenance of these roads that we opened. Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable members, health remains a key priority area for my government, and my commitment to improve our health system and make it affordable, accessible, and reliable remains on course as we endeavor to build a county of healthy citizens, raising our life expectancy to 70 years. Honorable Speaker, we have had 54 days of challenges as our healthcare personnel were on strike, and I'd like to really thank them for accepting to get back to work, and I would now like to urge our people to come back to our facilities, as our facilities will be fully operational with our healthcare workers back to work. With our healthcare department on healthcare provision, we have prioritized infrastructure, community health services, preventive and curative healthcare provision as our guiding principles, with an intentional focus on maternal care, with specific programs aimed at cushioning our mothers and children. Our community health services are anchored on the Community Health Policy 2020 to 2030, with a goal of enhancing community access to healthcare to improve productivity through promotive, preventive, and rehabilitative services. In order to achieve this, we have trained 261 community health assistants, 2,954 community health promoters have been trained on electronic community health information system. 2,954 CHPs have now been issued with phones and are currently reporting electronically in partnership with the national government. I want to thank this assembly most sincerely for appropriating resources towards the stipends of our community health promoters, who hitherto had never received stipends in the consistency that they are receiving it at the moment in their phones as they continue their work in the communities. Health information is one of the building blocks for the health sector. A strong information system is necessary for a functional health system. We have prioritized reporting for all health services, data quality, and use of information for decision making, and sharing information with stakeholders. Digitization of the healthcare system is in progress, and we have started with HIV services that have since gone paperless, with our comprehensive care centers embracing the Kenya EMR. This process is being extended to other service areas, and soon we shall pilot 2 health facilities for paperless provision of all integrated healthcare services. Honorable Speaker, we have renovated and improved and built a cumulative number of 61 health facilities in the last year. Soklo in the middle of Mfangano, Honorable Speaker, from a low of just 2 deliveries a month to nearly 10 deliveries a month after opening of the new outpatient department and maternity. Rachuonyo East Sub-County Hospital, from a low of 30 deliveries a month to a high of up to 65 deliveries a month, with 8 cesarean sections nearly every month since November 2023. Ndiwa Hospital, from a low of 113 deliveries to a high of 209 deliveries per month, with nearly 34 CSs. Who would have thought? As malaria remains our second cause of morbidity and a leading cause of mortality in the county, in collaboration with the National Control Malaria Program and other partners, have implemented various strategies to mitigate the threat, including mass net distribution in November 2023 to 246,353 households. Malaria surveillance has incorporated training of healthcare workers on field epidemiology and community case management, championed by our CHPs, reducing our prevalence to 3%. Our efforts have received national attention, as covered in the newspaper article, in a newspaper article on 24th April, saying Homabay County is winning the war against deadly malaria. This was a lead story in the Daily Nation. We laid emphasis on preventive and promotive health services, resulting in 6 sub-counties being declared open defecation-free areas. To maintain the improvements, Honorable Speaker, at the County Referral Hospital led to its elevation to level 5, something we have looked for since 2013, Honorable Speaker. Homabay County Teaching and Referral Hospital is now a level 5 hospital, Honorable Speaker. We are making progress on the construction of the accident and emergency wing and the funeral parlor at the hospital. We are also making plans for the Nyagoro Cancer Center in Rangwe constituency. Suffice to note that we have so far done facility improvements in Sena, Ramula, Ndiwa, and the others which I have mentioned previously, Honorable Speaker. I thank the Assembly for passing the FIF Fund Act that is now being operationalized, ensuring that monies raised by our facilities stays in the facilities. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, through the Lands and Urban Development Department, my administration is working together with the State Department for Urban Development of the national government to construct an ultra-modern fish market in Homabay. And this will be a market like no other. And other markets in Sindo, in Suba South, Luanda, in Suba North, Ndiwa, in Ndiwa Sub-County, Rodi Kopany, in Homabay, Kendobe, Rachuonyo North, Misambi in Rachuonyo East, and also coming soon will be another one in Suba South and also at Kobodo in Ndiwa. These projects are aimed at improving market infrastructure and bolstering the local economy. Mr. Speaker, sir, we recently launched the Kenya Informal Settlement Improvement Program at a budget of 1.5 billion for Homabay, aimed at improving access to basic services and tenure security regularization for the urban informal settlements that are participating. This will be implemented in Kijijini, in Kindu Bay Old Town, as well as Ndiwa for the tenure regularization. Then Shauri Yako in Homabay, Sofia, Makongeni, 1,000 streets in Oyugis and Rusinga Old Town, as well as Nyandiwa settlements for upgrading of roads, footpaths, stormwater drainages, street lighting, water, and sanitation. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, climate change is a reality that we have to face. My government is committed to supporting national endeavors towards achieving the state obligations in managing the raging impacts of climate change in the country. Honorable Speaker, as you know, our own forest cover is only at 6% against a requirement of 30%. Honorable Speaker, what this means is we must move with speed. We must move with speed to reforest our hills, from Kodera Forest to Homa Hills, to Asego Hill here, to Gembe Hills, to Rangwe Hills, to Gwasi Hills, to Ndiwa Hills. We have to reforest as soon as possible, and time is not on our side. With our Water, Environment and Climate Change Department, we have done our best as a county to fulfill the requirements for consideration in the financing locally led climate action program. Early this year, we launched the County Climate Change Information Center that has now been operationalized and has proved instrumental in providing our citizens with relevant information ranging from weather to disaster preparedness and awareness, especially those that touch on the impact of climate change. I'd like to thank our partners Tomorrow Now, as well as Calro, for supporting us in this system. We have planted so far 280,000 trees, seedlings in Homabay. We have to grow these 280,000 trees. Tomorrow, as you know, is a holiday, and I would like to invite honorable members and the people of Homabay, as we move to Gembe Hills, to plant tomorrow alone 100,000 seedlings. And tomorrow being a holiday, I want to urge members that we go early. The people can come to Gembe Hills early so that we can plant 100,000 trees in a bid to improve our county's forest cover. As they say, water is life. To fulfill my administration's mandate of ensuring the people of Homabay County have ready access to adequate, safe water, I am committed to plans to increase access to clean and safe water to residents of Homabay to 50% by end of our term. Reduce the walking distance to water points to less than 1 kilometer from the 7 kilometers that it is at the moment. In actual fact, this is work in progress, and courtesy of Water Reticulation Rehabilitation Rapid Results Initiative by Homawasco, we launched a water pipeline extension to Makongeni, Rangwena, and Kapita areas that had never had water for the last 11 years since the old municipal council. In fact, they said that since Othene, they had never seen water. To paraphrase Minowino, a 73-year-old resident of Makongeni at Tiotho area, Nyawangaya, itimo nwa ono. Pokwaneno pika igni apaga chiel, nyaka nothene wuogi. And Minowino is not alone. Across all the 40 wards, the story of relief in many places because of available water is retold. Minyere Community Water Project in Kanyikela, Othoro Water Project in Kabondo East, in Kabondo Kasipul, and many others. In the last financial year, we contracted 71 water projects, 59 of which have been drilled and equipped on solar and are fully functional. By the end of this financial year, 2023-2024, we will have contracted 82 water projects across all the 40 wards. We are on course to attain our goal. That is to ensure that nobody travels more than 1 kilometer to access safe water, which was part of our manifesto. In the water projects we have undertaken, we have connected 15 kilometers of pipeline in Homabay town, 12 kilometers in Oyugis, 10 kilometers to cover Mawego Girls and Mawego National Polytechnic, and the new projects will extend water supply to Sindo, where we have not seen water, to Kanyaluo, from Tende River to Adiedo, and in Lambwe as well. Furthermore, my government will mobilize and support irrigation farmers into irrigation water user associations for better management of irrigation schemes, including the Kimiro Luch irrigation scheme, initiate solar-powered irrigation projects, and develop modern irrigation infrastructure. On electricity supply, I am happy to report, Honorable Speaker, that we entered into a memorandum of understanding with the Rural Electrification and Renewable Energy Corporation, REREC, aimed at maximizing the last mile connectivity of electricity to all our health facilities across the county, and as many market centers as possible through a matching fund facility. And in partnership with our MCAs and with elected members of the National Assembly to all learning institutions. Through this initiative, many more of our residents of Homabay County will have access to electricity. To enable business, we have put up solar lights in markets across all the 8 sub-counties. With REREC, we have agreed that in the new month, we are going to be hitting the ground with REREC to power our facilities as provided by the honorable members. Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable members, agriculture remains the backbone of our economy. With our agriculture department led by my very able Deputy Governor, Honorable Yugi Magwanga, we have profiled our top 3 key value chains as cotton, fish, and edible oils, that is sunflower, oil palm, groundnut, soya. But we have not ignored the other value chains of maize, millet, sweet potatoes, pineapples, and sugarcane to position ourselves as an agricultural production county. This year, we procured 183 tons of seed, worth 38 million, comprising of 166 tons of maize and 116 tons of sorghum, which we distributed to our local farmers. We acquired 4 new tractors for use by the government and another 6 for our cooperative societies through the National Agriculture and Rural Inclusive Growth Project, NARIC. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, agricultural transformation is real. Just last week, while leading the sunflower seed distribution exercise in Yaoka Ditonge, Warado in central Kasipul sub-county, my deputy and I met a group of youth aged between 16 and 23. 3 of them actually students in high school and university, who have a very interesting story of their journey of transformation. They are engaged in beekeeping, from which they make almost 50,000 per harvest of honey, and have now fully adapted sunflower farming as a source of nectar for the bees. And over and above the money they make from the honey, they also make money from pressed sunflower oil. They have a vision. They have seen our objective as a government, and they have joined our mission towards a transformed society. I urge other youth across the county to visit Julius and his peers at Yaoka Ditonge and learn more from them on what agriculture can do. In creating opportunities for our people through agribusiness engagements, we have undertaken construction of several facilities in the county as a way of improving production and market access. This include 4 dairy milk aggregation and value addition factories in Homabay town, Diwa, Rangwe, and Kasipul. Animal feeds processing factory at Wangchieng, banana aggregation and value addition plants in Miriu, 1 earth dam of 45,000 cubic meters capacity in North Karachuonyo, 96 ponds and pond liners, and supported 96 solar water pumps. We successfully undertook sensitization and mobilization for farmer registration for our flagship value chains. This has resulted in registration of 30,000 farmers under sunflower, 20,567 farmers under oil palm, 35,000 farmers targeting 40,000 acres under cotton. Through the NAV-CDP, we registered countywide 245,000 farming households, becoming the fifth largest the county to register, the number 5 county to register the largest number of farmers in the country. In partnership with the EU-funded KSIP CRAL program, 3,000 of our farms will redeem farm inputs through an e-voucher system, while another 3,000 will benefit from capacity building, targeting maize, sorghum, beans, and sweet potato value chains. Mr. Speaker, we have registered 20,000 farmer circles in 20 wards and supported them with digitization and automation. Mr. Speaker, sir, in order to improve our governance structures, the Department of Governance, Administration, Communication, and Devolution is created and domiciled in my executive office. As an initiative of the department, we have completed training and pass out of 250 enforcement officers, some of whom you saw out there as we were coming in to this assembly. An exercise undertaken in collaboration with the Kenya Forest Service, Forest Law Enforcement School in Londiani. Through a partnership with Uraia Trust and Integrated Development Facility Kenya, we are in the final stages of formulating a citizen service charter that will outline the rights and responsibilities of various stakeholders with clear commitment to service quality and standards. To address the concerns and complaints and grievances of our citizens, we have a grievance redress mechanism to offer redress, feedback, and receive public complaints here at our county headquarters. Allow me to appreciate the communication department for keeping the citizens informed of our programs. I urge honorable members to read the Genoa Echo every month, which summarizes our work during that specific month. We are activating the utilization of the GIS to help with data analysis and display the geographical reference system to further enhance governance and collect accurate data in our planning and our development programs. We are adopting evidence-based decision making. The County Emergency and Disaster Management Act 2020 has enabled us galvanize the interagency humanitarian players in development of the county interagency contingency plan, the county drought contingency plan, and the draft county emergency risk and management plan. We now have a multi-agency response to our disasters, which my CEC for governance does together with the county commissioner, and that has worked for us in salvaging our people in times of disaster. Mr. Speaker, as proud beneficiaries of the largest front of Lake Victoria in Kenya, with our Blue Economy Department, we have embarked on a transformative utilization of the unique resource that we have within the lake region here. We created the Homabay Lakefront Development Corporation to maximize this massive resource. In partnership with the Kenya Ports Authority and the Kenya Shipyard Limited, we have embarked on improvement of the lakefront promenade, construction of the Homabay Pier and the Kindu Bay Pier, and the beautification of the lakefront and lakefront conservation. Working with Victory Farms, we have been able to stock various dams with 250,000 fingerlings distributed in Rangwe, Fokosiga, and Randung dams, Suba South, Kibwer, Gwendo, and Yongo dams, Suba North, Oseno, Tueta, Kamato, and Nyasangra dams, Rachuonyo East, Gero, Ondokisa dams, Ndiwa, Kombwayo, Onyango Rabur dams, and Homabay Town, Swao Dam, Rachuonyo North, Kowur Dam, Rachuonyo South, Paporage, Orimba, Ayueche dams. In the blue economy, security of the lake remains a major challenge, being addressed in partnership with the national government. Security is important for our fishermen, and we would like to urge them to employ safe and modern fishing practices, abandoning their bunglu fishing, which is dangerous and has led to the death of several of our fishermen. We also call strongly on the national government to speak with our neighboring countries that have continuously endangered the lives and property and the fish of our farmers. We continue to support our BMU with fish banders and beach access roads and toilets. We are working hard to revitalize the mining sector to ensure minerals discovered within our territory make economic sense for our citizens. To this end, the department is developing a sand harvesting, conservation and mining policy that will help in addressing our socioeconomic issues like exploitation by sand dealers, degradation of our farmlands, destruction of roads, power lines and water pipes, rehabilitation of use sites, sharing of revenue, and ensuring decency for deceased family members by ensuring graves are not exposed during excavation. Mr. Speaker, sir, the future of our county depends on human capital development. With our education and human capital department, we have invested heavily on education to spur the necessary momentum for growth. My government released 271 million to various bursary and scholarship programs, targeting brilliant but needy learners within society in all the 40 wards in our county. Under the program, some 32,000 students benefited from 247 million disbursed to support bursary and scholarships. An additional 24 million was further allocated to support 600 students in vocational training colleges in collaboration with KCB Foundation to Jiajiri Scholarship. And this is the Genoa Fundi Mangula Scholarship. Our early childhood learning program is on course. We recently put on permanent and pensionable 1,087 of our eye teachers. The journey to the construction of decent classrooms for these early learners is progressing well. We have done at least a classroom, half of which are complete, half not yet, and we are planning on doing another 4 classes per ward within this financial year. This will continue every year until such a time that all our children will be able to learn in a dignified environment. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, please visit the Eye Center at Gina Primary School in South Kabuoch, a good eye classroom for young children, ushering them into the education system. We went, we saw, and we built it. We will stop at nothing to deliver our children our future. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the Youth, Sports, Gender and Social Service Department, we commissioned the Raila Odinga Stadium in Homabay. And Honorable Speaker, as you heard during the investment conference, Raila Odinga Stadium in Homabay will be hosting the Mashujaa Day of the year 2025. We did well in sports with good results in the Kisa. We are the champions of the Talanta Hela competition. On 17th of May, we will be joining the European Day Soccer Tournament with 4 counties, and we are sure that our young men will come back with the European Day Soccer Tournament trophy that will be held at Ulinzi on 17th of May. Honorable members, please, to travel and cheer our own Kobala from Wangchieng Ward and Oriwo boys from Kibiri, who will be representing us at Ulinzi on that day. To bolster our fight against a triple threat of teenage pregnancies, HIV, and GBV, we held a beautiful Siganyinam event graced by Minpin, Mama Aida, and the women leaders across this county. We have also held the Governor's Mentorship Camp last year for girls. This year we have held the inaugural Governor's Mentorship Camp for boys, as the men were always asking, what about the boy child? As a lead up to the investment conference, I hosted my colleague women governors, led by the COG chair, as we prepared to launch the G7 caucus and strategy. The G7 strategy was launched later on, and Mr. Speaker, I will soon bring to the Assembly the Enterprise and Affirmative Action Fund Bill that will anchor the Boda Sector Fund, as well as the Women, Youth and PWD Empowerment Funds. To our Boda teams across the county, we want to assure you that we are on course to deliver on our promise to support you in your enterprise and make it green and sustainable. Our motto is the SDGs one, leave no one behind. Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable members, building a strong, disciplined, incorruptible, and first-class professional public service led by our County Secretary and Head of Public Service remains at the core of my agenda to ensure satisfactory delivery of services to our citizens. My administration has embarked on human resource reforms that to achieve the greater productivity in the public service as we tackle the vexing wage bill question. Through the County Public Service Board, we will continue to work together to ensure we streamline our public service. Honorable Speaker, corruption remains a problem that we must fight vigorously. You may have heard the story once told by the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga of a roads minister from an African country who went to visit his Malaysian counterpart. And after they walked through the beautiful roads of Malaysia, they retired in the evening to have dinner. And the Malaysian minister had a beautiful home with beautiful cutlery. And the minister from the African country was wowed and said, "My brother, how did you get all this?" And he took him to the balcony and said, "Do you see those roads there?" And he could see beautiful roads winding with street lights. And they said, "Yes, with those roads, 10% here, here." Next time, the Malaysian minister went to visit his African counterpart. And after they walked through the roads during the day, they retired at night. And the minister had a beautiful home, laden with gold. And the Malaysian minister asked, "My brother, how did you get all this?" And they took him to the balcony, and they were pointing. And there was just bushes upon bushes. "Do you see that road there?" The Malaysian minister couldn't see the road. He could only see bushes. And then he said, "That road, 100% here." Honorable Speaker, we must continue strongly to fight corruption in Homabay County and declare Homabay a corruption-free county. Mr. Speaker, allow me to appreciate the great work that the County Assembly has done in the past year in the legislative process, as well as review and approval of policies and plans presented by the County Executive. Working with the Office of the County Attorney, the Assembly has achieved the Homabay Finance Act, the Homabay Appropriation, the Homabay County Lakefront Development Act, the Homabay County Health Facility Improvement Act, the Homabay County Fisheries and Aquaculture Management, Homabay County Infrastructure Financing Fund Act, Homabay, the supplementary. We have reviewed our education bursary. We are currently looking at the Homabay County Sexual and Gender-Based Violence. We have concluded the gender-based violence policy, the Homabay County Roads and Transport Policy, the Homabay County Water Policy. And Honorable Speaker, in this last quarter and the next financial year, the County Executive will present legislation for consideration, including the finance bill, the appropriation bill, the Homabay County Inspectorate Amendment Bill, Access to Information Bill, County Irrigation Bill, Agricultural Sector Coordination Bill, Public Participation Bill, Disaster and Emergency Management Amendment Bill, the Roads and Transport Bill, the Water Bill, the Labor-Based Contracts Policy, which is already with you, and the Homabay County Enterprise Development and Affirmative Action Fund Policy. So, Mr. Speaker, it's going to be a busy year. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, as I conclude, I want to reiterate the pillars of my administration of transparency, consultation with the Assembly, and service delivery. My government's main focus remains the efficient provision of services. The county government and the County Assembly are working together kama chanda na pete. Homabay proud of their county. All Homabayans are walking tall wherever they are. They will walk even taller once we complete our transformation agenda. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, we will soon invite you for the groundbreaking ceremony of the county headquarters, the new county headquarters in Arujo, a project whose legal framework and funds you approved in this Homabay Assembly, the #1 assembly in Kenya. Just like Homabay County Executive is the #1 executive in Kenya. Honorable Speaker, together we will achieve a lot, and we will in a big way positively transform the lives of our people. Together we have just started, and with God on our side, the sky is the lower limit. Our vision of transformation remains strong until we achieve Homabay City and a booming, thriving Riwa City and productive villages and money in the pockets of our people of Homabay through transformed agriculture. With the work we will do and the results we will achieve, the happy people of Homabay will re-elect us. My hope is that all MCAs will be re-elected alongside the Governor and Deputy of Homabay. God bless Kenya, God bless Homabay, and God bless this county of endless potential. Thank you very, very much, Honorable Speaker.